This is Mark with Henfield Plumbing Services. I'm here at 23134 Northeast Halsey Street in Wood Village, Oregon on behalf of Sean Morgan. So far I've gone about 120 feet into the line from a cast iron clean out. There's ABS cleanouts, but they're to the rain drains. They are not to the sewer line. So this line, I have a riser on my camera, and it's a pretty good sized riser that'll fit through a 4-inch. But you can see that riser takes the camera about 2 or 3 inches above the bottom of the pipe, and I'd say about 2 inches above the bottom of the pipe. And it's still hard to see because the line's kind of flat. It's 6-inch concrete. So I'm just going to start pulling back at this point. And as you can see, it might even be 8-inch concrete, but I think it's 6. So far up to 120 feet, there's no cracks, no breaks, no root intrusions, or no offsets. But it does get flat. Maybe it's from settling, because unless there's a continuous flow of water, which maybe there might be because it looks like there's water flowing, but you can get a little bit better visual right here. So I went 120 feet, didn't find any intrusions. It takes a lot for a 6 or 8-inch concrete pipe to get backed up. I mean, it would take a lot. But anyways, the cast iron, you'll see the cast iron coming back. So I guess the owner, Mr. Morgan, thought that these 3-inch cleanouts that were located on the back building, I guess he thought these were the sewer line. Those are the rain drain lines, not the sewer lines. The sewer lines actually have cast iron cleanouts with cast iron caps that you have to get a unscrew a Fernco to take the cast iron cap off. So, all right. Well, I'm going to keep pulling backwards for the record. And then I'm going to put it on pause because I was only able to push 100 feet because of the roughness of the cast iron pipe. My push rod to my camera loses rigidity, and you can only push it so far when the pipe's like that. But as you can see, the joints are in pretty good shape. There's a tie in there. It's a cast iron. Looks like they just did a hole tap, which what they do is they drill a hole and then put the pipe through and put a saddle over it. That's kind of, I think, how they did this. I don't know how old the apartment complex is, but there's another tie in there. I'll keep going. There's another tie in. But you can see the pipe, due to it being aggregate, which means that the smoothness of the concrete is starting to erode away and the bigger rocks are starting to show forth. Sometimes these bigger rocks will hold toilet paper and waste, as you can see. There's some toilet paper there. There's a tie in there. There's another tie in. Another tie in. Here is the transition. The cast iron. The cast iron's pretty gritty. It's got a lot of scaling and stuff. That's normal. It has a lot of buildup on the bottom. It'd have to be hydrated to be cleaned out. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so here's what the cleanouts look like. They're cast iron. Let me see in here. There's some, you can't see it from here, but there's some ABS cleanouts, 3-inch, but those go to the rain drains. Those are not to the sewer line. I repeat, those ABS at the back building are to the rain drains. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause for right now to make it to the next clean out so I can continue down the line. Okay, so here we are at about 1/3 the way. We're at apartment 6. So one story, I just camera through a clean out at that 2-story, came up to here. That's as far as my camera would go because of the difficulty of the turns and the old cast iron and the concrete, and my camera will tend to lose rigidity. So we'll continue from here, going in to a 4-inch clean out. This has some fat soles and grease in it, the cast iron. Just see, as you can see, it's getting all over my camera lens. So now, there is the larger. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out. If we're starting where we left off. And we're continuing to go. Yeah, it was filled full of water at one point, but looks like all the water dropped. Seemed like it was holding water at one point. Alright, we'll just keep going. Try to rinse off that lens a little bit. It has some fats on it, oils and grease. We just keep going. See how far it can get to this access point. As you can see, it's all concrete pipe, the main. And once again, as you can see, it's starting to hold water again. This is a tie-in, man. Those people right there got some major fats, oils, and grease coming out of their line. They're going to clog up pretty soon, one of these units. And as you can start to see on the sides, there's fats, oils, and grease starting to collect on the sides of the concrete pipe. Okay, now we're just going underwater like before, but if I tilt it back, I can look up and get a good visual on the pipe. So there's some buildup, but let's keep going. The joints look pretty good. You don't see any roots breaking through or anything like that, or any offsets or shifting so far. So far, so good. I was able to push pretty far through this clean out. Okay, there it goes. Now it's getting harder. Okay. Keep going as far as you can go. So this is the second clean out I had to go through. Alright, now the rigidity is losing. So I gotta go locate. I'm gonna put this on pause. So that section of line from unit 6 up to 103 feet is in decent order. There is some fat, oils, and grease buildup on side, but nothing a hydrojetter can't get out if Mr. Morgan chooses to get the line hydrojetted to clean out all the buildup. Okay, so I'm going to put it on pause. I'm going to go locate where I'm at and continue to the next clean out. Okay, I found the next available clean out. Got another cast iron clean out. I'm going to put it on pause because I'm going to reel this back. We already took a look at the majority of the line. Well, we'll give it one more. I'm coming back. Sometimes it's a little easier when you're coming back. There you can see on the side some of the fats, oils, and grease that are starting to collect. But it hasn't been compromised as far as any roots or offsets or cracks or breaks. There's that one line. Yeah, it's got a lot of fat soils and grease coming out of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it on pause. So this is the connection, the transition between cast iron from Unit 6 and the one level apartments here, the center apartments. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on pause. Okay, I'm at Unit 3 on the same center apartments. Here's the cast iron. Here's the transition to the Y, concrete Y, and now we're back where we left off. So what I'm going to do is zero it out. There we go. And we're going to keep going. Now I'm going to push forward as far as I can, and then I'll pull back on the recording. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Okay, I made it out up to the property line, right underneath the sidewalk, and I believe after the property line, the city's responsible. I know that's the way it is in Portland. I'm not sure if it's like that in this city. More than likely it is. I know in Gresham and Hillsborough, you're responsible all the way up to the street connection, but I don't believe that it's so here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back. So like I said, we're underneath the sidewalk, and then it's still 6-inch concrete. As you can see, now there's only one root intrusion, and that's right there. Looks like there's a little bit of separation in the joint, and the roots have made it in. It's not going to be a problem now, but it will be a problem in the future. We can hydrojet with the root removal and get rid of the roots, but it doesn't fix the problem. It only maintains the problem. So you would have to get this scoped and jetted out maybe every 6 months to make sure that the roots don't come back. If not, you'll have to dig and do a repair, or do a 6-inch patch, fiberglass patch, that'll seal that right there. So I'm going to locate this area, and then the only thing is there's not a proper access to do the patch, so it may have to be dug up and fixed, this section here. So I'm going to put it on pause. I'm going to go find out where this is at and make a mark and find out how deep it is, and then give a bid to repair it, because these roots are not going to go away. They're going to keep growing and growing. The more you cut them, just like any tree that you prune, the more you cut them, the thicker the roots will come back. And they'll keep coming back and thicker. Pretty soon you won't be able to cut them out, and you'll have to dig it up and repair it. So at this part where this is at, all the units would be backed up. All 3 buildings would be backed up at this point. Well, let me make sure of that. Let me go ahead and put this on pause and see if this point passes the very front complex. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, if these roots were to grow and fill up this line like they're going to, um, it's no wonder it's dead center between two giant trees. So I don't think we have an access point to do a resin patch, so actually this have to be dug up. It's approximately 6 feet deep. It would be a 6-inch line repair. So what we would do is we would cut, and splice in a section of 6-inch 3034 PVC-D with the proper couplers to get rid of those roots. But all the way up to the property line, it's pretty good condition. This is the only spot that's bad, which is pretty good for the age and the material the pipe is made out of. So as you can see, the roots are pretty big. They're going to get thicker and bigger, and as you can see, if you look at about the 11 o'clock position, there's 2 roots dangling down that are getting about almost pencil thick. Those are the ones that are hard to cut out. So we could probably get this with the root rat or the root hog to disintegrate them and get rid of them. But they're only, like I said, that's only temporary. They're only going to come back. I would recommend a permanent fix and be done with it. All right, so we're going to keep going back here, and going forward, that was the only thing I seen. Oh, there's some. Oh wait, are those roots? No, those are just spider webs. Never mind. Okay, now we're at the Y. Now we're in the cast iron pipe to Unit 3 in the second building that's centered on the property. And there we go. All right, there it is, complete scope of that 6-inch concrete line all the way up to the past the property line. We only found one root intrusion, and it's a pretty big one, and it's going to get bigger due to the separation in the pipe right there. The roots are actually separating the joint. So well, this is Mark with Henco Plumbing Services. Thank you for using Henco.